Ha guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. 3 trade pitch would send Anthony Davis to the Knicks. The New York Knicks are down a starting center entering the 2024-2025 season. They could help facilitate a trade between the Golden State Warriors and Los Angeles Lakers to land one. X, formerly known as Twitter, is abuzz after Steph Curry removed the Warriors from his Instagram bio. If he and LeBron James pursue a long-rumored team-up, they'll need a third team to help facilitate. Golden State receives Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, D'Angelo Russell. Los Angeles receives Curry, Moses Moody. New York receives Anthony Davis. The trade would require first compensation from both the Knicks and the Lakers, but in a trade involving Curry and Davis it would be a pick of the litter for the Warriors. Davis would cement New York's center position for years to come and immediately vault them into no-question title contender status. He's coming off of his best season in Los Angeles. In addition to 76 regular season appearances, which are his most since 2017 to 2018, Davis averaged 24.7 points, 12.6 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 2.3 blocks and 1.2 steals per game. But his pairing with James is 4 years removed from its lone championship since their 2020 NBA Finals run. The Lakers are 165-153 in the regular season and 9-4 in the playoffs. Los Angeles has been unable to recreate a championship roster around Davis and James. If they don't feel that's going to change this season, it's best to sell high on Davis in a swap for Curry. For the Knicks, there's arguably no better fit to helm coach Tom Thibodeau's defense than Davis, and he's been mentioned in connection with New York before. According to Fox Sports' Craig Carton, Davis is the apple of the front office's eyes. On a June 24 episode of FS1's The Carton Show, he said that if New York could add anyone, it would be the Los Angeles Lakers, star the New York Knicks, if they could make it happen and figure it out. Would like to add Anthony Davis to roster. Carton said that's the guy they want more than any other player in the league. Davis is a two-way force who offers elite rim protection on one end and a game-changing gravity at the basket on the other. The 31-year-old seems firmly amidst his prime, coming off of his healthiest season in years. The potential of a Jalen Brunson-Davis pick-and-roll would force defenses to pick their poison, and his career 29% shooting from three would even be an upgrade over Robinson, who's never made a three in the NBA. Randle was the face of New York basketball prior to Brunson's arrival, since he's missed time in consecutive postseasons due to injury, and now he's up for an extension as of August 3 with the acquisitions of Gannuni and Mel Bridges. The Knicks are now with almost too many starters. Dante DiVincenzo, who set the franchise record for most three-pointers in a season last year, is likely headed to the bench, but they've also lost Isaiah Hartenstein, last year's starting center. His absence may prove the biggest detriment to New York's new look roster. In 16 possessions with the starting center off the floor, the Knicks were outscored by 0.7 points per 100 possessions. That may come off as a small number, but their offense and defensive numbers ranked in the 51st and 47th percentiles. Run-off-the-mill Thibodeau's unwillingness to deploy small ball lineups is also an apparent foil in next year's plan. Non-center lineups played just 32 possessions last season. That's 0.004%. With an extension for Randle up in the air and a glaring roster meet at center. New York shouldn't shy away from opportunities to kill two birds with one stone in a blockbuster deal. Warrior Stephen Curry flaunts gold medal in viral Kamala Harris endorsement. Golden State Warrior star Stephen Curry is following in his head coach's footsteps and offering his support for Vice President and Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris. The four-time NBA champion has been vocal about his political opinions and endorsements before, and spoke his mind again at the final night of their Democratic National Convention. Lick. Steve Curry opted to use his recent Olympics glory to draw parallels to the election. What a great honor it was to represent Team USA and go out there and win that gold medal at the Olympics this summer, he said via video while wearing said medal around his neck. That unity on and off the court reminded us all that together we can do all things and continue to inspire the world. That's why I believe that, as president, can bring that unity back and continue to move our country forward. This is about preserving hope and belief in our country and making sure that families can be taken care of during the most precious times. Steph Curry endorsing Kamala Harris at the 2024 Democratic National Convention. This comes days after Steve Kerr expressed support for Harris as well, while Kerr took a more antagonistic approach and opted to put on a show directed Curry's famous night-night celebration at Republican nominee and former President Donald Trump. Curry gave a fairly straightforward speech that centered on Whitey Bell Evans in Harris. His past interactions with the former United States Senator left a positive impression on him and in part seemed to be why he chose to publicly advocate for her. I got to visit, with my team in the White House last year, and I can tell you one thing I knew then and I definitely know now: the Oval Office suits her well. Stephen Curry said so in the words of Michelle Obama: do something, go vote, be active, let's show out in November like never before. It's an honor to support, let's all do our part. There will obviously be plenty of people who take issue with Curry's decision to formally endorse Kamala Harris, especially given the current nature of the political landscape and massive division that exists in the country. That has not deterred him before though, and is clearly not an issue now. Warriors Stephen Curry flaunts gold medal in viral Kamala Harris endorsement. NBA insider: Warriors unlikely to show interest in Brandon Ingram amid trade rumors. The Golden State Warriors are not likely to pursue New Orleans Pelicans star Brandon Ingram this offseason, according to The Athletic's Anthony Slater. Slater wrote that he would not expect the Warriors to show interest if Ingram hits the trade market ahead of the final season of his current contract with New Orleans. The Warriors are still expected to be aggressive this offseason and could show interest in the Miami Heat's Jimmy Butler. Slater noted Ingram averaged 20.8 points, 5.1 rebounds and 5.7 assists in 64 starts for the Pelicans last season. NBA insider Mark Stein previously named the Philadelphia 76ers, Cleveland Cavaliers, Atlanta Hawks and Orlando Magic as possible trade destinations if the Pelicans decide to shop him this summer. Stein reported earlier this month that the Pelicans' decision to trade Ingram is increasingly viewed by various league observers as an inevitability rather than possibility. Ingram is still signed on at a cap hit of $36 million for next season, making Trey Murphy's $5.2 million club option a much more affordable option at small forward for the Pelicans next season. New Orleans is also concerned about how Ingram fits with CJ McCollum and Zion Williamson. Stein reported Ingram had his healthiest regular season campaign since his rookie 2016-17 year, while shooting a career-best 49.2% from the field. Although his trade value could have been impacted by his playoff performance as the Pelicans were swept by the Oklahoma City Thunder, he has nonetheless been previously floated as a potential option for the Warriors, who will need a second scorer behind Steph Curry if they're looking to make it back to playoff contention next season. Tim Kawakami reported for The Athletic last week that Ingram is the right age and the right kind of player to step into a 1B role behind Curry, but it might be too much for the Warriors to outbid everybody else. Kawakami speculated that the Warriors would need to give up Jonathan Kuminga, Chris Paul's non-guaranteed contract, draft picks and probably more in order to acquire Ingram. And you fan, what do you think of the situation of Brandon Ingram? Leave your opinion in the comments.